morning to you. It must be 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time somewhere out there because it's time for another edition of Hardison's Tips. I'm your host, Brandon Hardison, and we do this for all of our brothers and sisters in the sales vertical space, whether it's major account, key account, up and down the street, in home sales, automotive sales, or retail sales. But I received an email last weekend and they had asked pretty much, is there any advice for incoming new managers? So all week we've been focusing in on helping out some of the newer managers because many times in many organizations, they just throw them the keys. And they were good closers, so now they made them managers. But managing process paper you may be good at, but the human capital, the people that report to you, how are you effective at getting them where they need to be at in order for them to see a career pathing? And naturally, you would also get yours. So, we're going to pick it up from yesterday. We were talking about accountability, that key word, holding people accountable. So as a manager, when it comes to holding your people accountable for what they need to be doing based on your one-on-ones, maybe they have been written up, maybe you have shown them what to do and told them what to do, and they still can't get there. How do we keep this accountability thing going? Communication. Communication and enforcing consequences. That's what needs to be done. Which is at risk if goals are not met by your boss, your VP? Will communications be lost? Will revenue sharing be sacrificed? Will the company not be able to hire additional staff? Will the poorly performing salespeople's job be in jeopardy? Now, if this picture is what you're looking at right now as a new manager, don't feel alone. It happens at a lot of places around the country, especially smaller businesses. While these might be mostly big picture consequences, specific ramifications and should be tied to non attainment objectives as clearly as possible. And with regular snapshots, if you do sit with your people one on one, if they do have a CRM with tasks that needs to be in there, any setback in attaining sales goals can be addressed in the moment with adjustments made so the sales representative can get back on track of success. That's your job as a leader. Work with them. I'll keep saying it. We do not do enough one on ones with our people. It doesn't have to be long, but they need to be led. And that is your job as a manager. Now, keep in mind, however, that consequences should never be a surprise. Just as the goals must always be clearly understood with progress reports, their goals can be communicated often, so must the consequences of poor performance to be recognized by the whole sales team. These consequences, which might include a performance improvement plan, PIP for short, reallocation of responsibilities, or even termination. All of this should be seen as a natural result of poor performance that was identified and communicated through the sales or performance cycle. But if you're not meeting with your people, how do they know? It's very unfortunate that most sales leaders too often focus on what is not going well and neglect to celebrate successes. Sadly, these sales leaders spend too much time on poor performance while ignoring top performances who are part of the solution. The better method, of course, is for the managers to publicly communicate when quotas are met or exceeded. This kind of public praise within your sales organization, when shared in the moment, can be a motivating kind of peer pressure that immediately reinforces accountability to the rest of the sales team. If need be, make adjustments. Change is inevitable. If we have to change, move the person to where they're going to be successful. You know your culture at your organization. Therefore, it's important to be aware of factors, both internal and external, where this person can be successful. Holding salespeople accountable for goals that become unrealistic due to changing conditions beyond the controls that they have is not really fair to them without proper coaching. So, what is the bottom line? Many small to medium sized businesses often don't set goals. And even if they do, they don't hold their salespeople accountable for achieving them. Communication is key in many organizations. Salespeople think that they're doing a good job without truly understanding that management is unhappy with them. How can that be? Well, if goals are unclear, that means that somewhere communication is very poor and accountability becomes impossible. Now, if you're a new manager, I want you to think about that. Let me today grab my people one on one. Doesn't have to be for a long time. Sit them down. Hey, Richie, I noticed that you started off great, but we've been stumbling the last couple of weeks. I've noticed in this area, I don't see enough notes left in the CRM. Is there something that I can do to assist you to make sure that proper notes are there? Because I don't want to write you up. You're one of my rising stars. And then listen to what they say. If it takes coaching, in other words, let me tell you, let me show you, let me explain it again, the reason why we're doing it, have them do it, or if they stumble, coach them through it again. And the biggest thing, please manage by walking around. So many managers and owners come in, go into their office, shut the door, and no one sees them again. If you are in your capacity of leader, why don't you walk every morning, introduce, say hi, how's the family? There may be something that can help you out. And are you holding daily departmental meetings? You don't have to meet with every department every day, depending on the size of your group, but we need to be finding out what's going on at your level so you know how to adjust the people that are down below. Believe me, they will respect you, they will honor you, and you'll have a better working organization. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President Champion Strategies, with another Hardison's tip for the day on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday, the 18th of August in 2021. And as always, in parting, you go out, you make it a champion day.